Welcome to the Machiavelli Guide. Today we dive into a question that echoes through history, haunts the honest, and enrages the good. Why do the worst people always seem to succeed? Is the world truly broken? Or is it just revealing a brutal truth few dare to admit? The answer, as Niccolò Machiavelli saw it, is not only unsettling, it's strategically enlightening. Because to understand power, you must let go of illusions. You must look at the world not as it should be, but as it is. The brutal paradox. We see it everywhere. Liars, cheats, manipulators, ruthless corporate players, corrupt politicians, and narcissists climbing to the top while honest, hardworking individuals are left behind. The man who plays fair is overlooked. The woman who sacrifices is used. The one who shows mercy is devoured. This is not coincidence. This is strategy. Machiavelli did not invent this truth. He simply revealed it. In his masterpiece, The Prince, he wrote not about ideal kings or moral heroes, but about real power, real rulers, and real results. And what he revealed shook the foundations of political philosophy. To win in a corrupt world, one must sometimes be willing to embrace corruption. Today, we will unravel this dark Machiavellian wisdom to understand why the worst people succeed, what traits allow them to thrive, why morality alone is not enough, and how to wield this truth without becoming evil. Let's enter the labyrinth of power, strategy, and reality. 1. The illusion of virtue. Machiavelli knew that the world loves to praise virtue, but rarely rewards it. He wrote, "A man who wishes to make a profession of goodness in everything is bound to come to ruin among so many who are not good. People say they admire honesty, kindness, humility. But in the real world, those who display these traits without wisdom are often taken advantage of. The worst people succeed not because they are bad, but because they understand the difference between appearing good and being good. And in the game of power, appearance is everything. A ruthless man who seems generous, a manipulator who acts innocent, a narcissist who plays humble. These are the players who win because they understand that image conquers truth in the eyes of the masses. 2. The power of fear over love. In one of Machiavelli's most quoted passages, he asks, "Is it better to be loved or feared?" His answer is chillingly practical. It is much safer to be feared than loved, if one must choose. Why? Because love is fragile. It's emotional. It's based on mutual exchange and can vanish the moment you fail to please. Fear, on the other hand, commands respect. It ensures compliance. It creates distance and dominance. The worst people often climb by understanding this deeply. They don't seek to be liked. They demand to be respected. They project power, enforce boundaries, and punish betrayal. And ironically, this ruthless approach attracts followers. People crave leaders who can dominate chaos. And when fear is balanced with control, it becomes one of the most effective tools of influence. 3. The strategic mask. One of the greatest advantages the worst people possess is their ability to wear masks. They lie without guilt, pretend without flinching. They adopt the image of the hero, the savior, the ally, while acting in pure self-interest. Machiavelli wrote, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are." The successful sociopath doesn't need to be good. They only need to look good. And since most people judge based on surface impressions, the manipulator wins. This is not limited to politicians. It exists in corporate boardrooms, social media influencers, spiritual leaders, and everyday relationships. People who learn to control their image gain disproportionate power over those who remain transparent and vulnerable. 4. Morality as a tool, not a limitation. Here lies the most disturbing truth Machiavelli offered. Morality is not a boundary, it's a weapon. The worst people succeed because they understand this. They manipulate virtue. They exploit the moral standards of others while refusing to be bound by them. Consider this: the honest man abides by rules. He plays fair, but the Machiavellian player studies those rules and uses them to trap others. He knows how to appear virtuous while acting strategically. In this way, the good become predictable and the bad become powerful. 5. Control of perception. Perception is reality. Those who control the narrative control the people. Machiavelli warned that truth is often less important than public opinion. The worst people succeed because they shape perception before others can reveal the truth. They silence dissent. They rewrite history. They market themselves as victims or visionaries, and the masses follow. If you want to rise, you must understand the battlefield isn't just in action, it's in perception. 6. Selective compassion. Another trait of successful manipulators is their ability to choose compassion strategically. They give when it benefits them. They forgive when it wins loyalty. They sacrifice when it strengthens their image. Machiavelli did not say one should never be kind. He said one should never be kind without purpose. This is why the worst people win. Their kindness is calculated. Their generosity is tactical. Their mercy is a weapon. 7. Adaptability and cold logic. Above all, Machiavelli respected adaptability. The world changes. Circumstances shift. And the worst people are often the most ruthlessly adaptable. Where others hesitate, they act. Where others grieve, they move on. Where others seek fairness, they seize advantage. Cold logic beats warm ideals in the power game. These individuals don't ask, "Is this right?" They ask, "Will this work?" And that is why they win. 8. The price of power. But this success is not without cost. The worst people often live paranoid, isolated lives. Their empires may be built, but they are constantly at risk. Betrayal, rebellion, and exposure always lurk nearby. Machiavelli knew this. He never glamorized tyranny. He simply observed its effectiveness. And so, the final truth is this: power without virtue may win the game, but it rarely brings peace. 9. Becoming strategically good. So what do we do with this knowledge? Do we become ruthless? Abandon morality? No, we become strategically good. We understand power so we can protect it. We use morality wisely, not blindly. We wear masks when needed, but never forget who we are beneath. We learn to dominate when necessary, but never lose our soul. Machiavelli didn't tell us to be evil. He told us to understand evil, to see the world as it is, and to act with clarity, courage, and strategy. Conclusion: see clearly, act wisely. The worst people succeed not because they are evil, but because they understand the game most refuse to play. But you don't have to become a monster to win. You only have to stop being blind. Welcome to the Machiavelli Guide, where we study power not to abuse it, but to master it. Subscribe if you're ready to become dangerously wise. The world is a chessboard. Make your move.